believe it's recording. Yeah. All right, guys, day 18. Just got finished with my workout. Today was, again, back, bicep, and legs. I didn't do legs in the traditional sense because I was practicing my salsa in one of the empty studio rooms. So for 15-20 minutes, and that right there in itself is a good workout. Kind of like a cardio legs kind of thing. I'm still feeling fatigued from my squats from Thursday, because I just haven't been hitting legs. Usually legs are kind of if I feel fatigued, it's because I went walking, or I've just been standing a lot, or during salsa. But a great back and bicep work. I'm improving, and I think a part of it is, I'm no longer doing 5 sets per, movement or machine. Now I'm doing 4. I don't know the official terms, but I'm really focusing, on the stretch and then the pull, and making sure that I'm pulling in the right direction and the right way. The weight really hasn't changed. What I'll do sometimes is the last set I'll make it the heaviest. Or maybe I'll do regular sets. The first, for instance, Tuesday, Thursday was regular sets, didn't move the weight. Today, Saturday, last, back and bicep of the week. So the last set I, went up 10 pounds heavier or whatever. So really good sets. I'm really feeling it, really feeling fatigue, especially in the calorie deficit. I mean, you're just going to feel it. Your body's going to take longer to recover, because now instead of it has readily active, readily available, nutrients to draw from, it's going to have to burn fat in order to get, that sustenance to recover. So trying to be more consistent with my workouts so that I can push my body to burn even more calories, to require more fat burning to sustain myself. This week was just Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow and Monday. Monday was cardio kind of. Wednesday and Friday, really didn't do anything in terms of actual intentional activity. And tomorrow maybe I'll go for a walk or something. But next week I want to try to start, probably the only day that I probably wouldn't go is a Wednesday. Or maybe try to go Wednesday and just keep it to Sundays, the official rest day. Just because I want to speed up the process of everything, and kind of, I'm enjoying, I found there are times whenever you hit the grooves in the gym and you're enjoying the movement, you're enjoying the workout. You know what I mean? And, I'm beginning to really get it back into that groove of enjoying the workout. Reminds me of Dr. Umar. We must stay focused, brothers. We may stay focused. And I think also watching Sam Sulek, not that I'm copying him or anything, but, watching his videos, seeing how he, really is intentional. He's really making every rep, every set count, you know what I mean? And he has that fire every single day after day, to get it in, you know what I mean? To enjoy the workout, get it in, so a lot of those factors are helping me. Also, just in general, I want to be quicker. I want to have more stamina, and you have to train those kind of things. I was telling my friend the other day that sometimes because I'm getting older. I'm 24 years old. And if you would have asked me 10 years ago, I would have said at 24 I would hope to be in a relationship. Because I kind of want to get married in my mid-20s. I definitely do. I do not want to wait until I'm 30. I feel like the latest that I want to wait is 28, 29 to get married. And people are like, oh, you shouldn't rush these things, or put but it's just I don't want to be a father later in life. You know what I mean? And I don't want to miss out on spending time with my significant other, you know what I mean? You know, growing together and, you know, having these milestones. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be 32 years old and I'm barely getting engaged, you know what I mean? Or something like that. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. So, but anyways, I was telling my friend, he's like, you know, a year and a half, 2 years older than me. And, you know, he just had a birthday. And I was telling him, you know what? You know, for a while I was like, you know, I don't even want to, you know, go on a dating app, or I don't even want to DM, or I don't even want to like approach a girl, because what do I have to offer? You know, I still live with my parents. I'm not where I want to be in my career. I'm barely starting out in my career. You know what I mean? I don't have this, I don't have that. From a physical standpoint, I'm not where I want to be, you know. And then also just the fear of like, you know, finding someone that, you know, that loves God and wants to honor God. You know what I mean? You know, in every aspect. So it's like, what is the point? You know, I have nothing to offer. But I begin to realize, and it helps, you know, losing weight, becoming more intentional in work, becoming more intentional, you know, in my health and all these areas. Is like, you know what? You have to start. You just have to start. You have to go out there and you have to, you know, it's not hitting on women, or it's not like DMing every single person, or, you know what I mean? It's not just shooting 100 shots just to put shots up, but it's, you got to get in the gym. You know what I mean? And you got to get a feel for the, you know what I mean, for the game ball. You have to, you know, because you can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna wait until where I am, where I want to be in my career. I can't wait until I'm at the weight I want to be at. You know what I mean? All these things are like, okay, and then you get there, and then what? You think it's just gonna magically happen? You think just because you have that, people are gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, now Sebastian is available, or now Sebastian is this. No. It's, you know, now laying the groundwork, especially because I think it's always good that your, you know, significant other, in this case my future wife, you know, you start out as friends. You build that foundation, and so friendship takes a while to develop. And so if I really want to be intentional about what I want to have in life at specific moments in my life, then I have to lay the groundwork. You know what I mean? And that all goes to say, you know, what I've been repeating these last few days is start now. Like, time is going to pass. You know what I mean? The nervousness, the anxiety, the, you know, self-esteem, like those things need to be built. These things are it's like everything in life is a muscle. Everything in life is, you know what I mean, a movement. And you cannot just expect, and there are people that from the get-go have the movements down. They have, you know, a predisposition to have muscle growth. But for the most part, you have to train it. You have to, you know, practice the movement. And life is not going to wait until you're ready to do so. You know what I mean? You have to be proactive of putting yourself in situations, you know what I mean, where growth happens. You know, I think that's why the gym is one of the greatest analogies in terms of lifting, because what does lifting do? You are exerting energy to break down your existing muscle so that whenever it recovers in a way that enhances the muscle. And by consequence, the support, in this case fat, is being used to recover. You know what I mean? So that whenever you start, you know, doing the movement, you're breaking down the muscle, and you're also breaking down that fat, you know what I mean, which helps you achieve that goal. You know what I mean? So that goes to life. You have to put yourself in positions where you might fail. You know, where you might be embarrassed. Where, like this Friday, I went to the social. You know what? My friend got there, and, you know, we went to try. You know, we're both, you know, beginners, and I failed. You know, and I was embarrassed a little bit, and I was nervous. And I was like, who's looking at me? And I was, oh man, this, girl can see I'm nervous, and so it's like, but I put myself in that position. I know what it feels like now. So now when the next opportunity comes, I either prepare myself for that moment, or if I don't prepare myself for that moment, I know what it's going to look like if I don't. And so, you know what I mean? And then at that point, I might learn from the past time, and I might grow from it, but it's going to be at a slower rate than if I was intentional about the time in between. You know what I mean? So whatever it is in life that you're like, I've always wanted to do this, I've always wanted to do that, I've always, you know what I mean, this, workout, this, I've always wanted to run a marathon, I've always wanted to run this, I want to run a mile in 9 minutes, I've always wanted to lift this weight. Start now. And it's not about the first time that you get into the gym, you're like, I'm gonna bench press 225 for 30 reps. You know what I mean? And then you try, and then you only make it to 6. And now what? You're never gonna try again. You know what I mean? Or you're in the place where, oh, I know I can't do it. I'm not built like those guys. I'm not built like those girls. I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna wait until I've spent 3 years. You know what I mean? Doing 10 pounders, 15 pounders, dumbbells. You know what I mean? I'm going to wait until I feel like the moment has come where my arms, can do it. Or my chest or whatever. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of my message that I've been telling myself, and I've just been telling you guys, is start. Put yourselves in positions to fail. In the sense that I'm never going to reach where I want to be if I don't put myself out there. I'm never going to achieve that promotion, that, grade, that, girl, you know what I mean? I'm never going to have these things or achieve my goals if I don't put myself out there. And understand that there's going to be times in life when you get it on the first try. But for the most part, it's not. And time is going to pass whether you like it or not. So might as well just start now. And future you is going to thank you for it. And when the time comes and either you make it or you fail, you're still learning. Or maybe that's not what I wanted. But you would have never known if you wouldn't have tried. You know what I mean? So, like I've said in the past few days, this fast has been a bittersweet moment for me, because it's been like, man, reflecting on this year, reflecting on this past 2 years especially, and then also reflecting on 24 years of life, I just wasted so much time being afraid. You know what I mean? Like, I wasted a lot of time in my mind. And I have no one to blame for why I don't have this or that other than myself. And I can't blame, no one ever told me, or no one ever pushed me, or no one ever did this. At the end of the day, I'm responsible for what I want in life. And every single moment, I have to choose what I want. Do I want to spend 3 hours playing video games? Or maybe just 1? And the other 2 I divided by other things I need to get done. That tomorrow me is going to thank me. That next week me is going to thank me. You know what I mean? Maybe I delay, this food. Do I really want it? Or is it just because pura mania? Pure, I thought of it. And so let's do it. I have the money, let's do it. You know what I mean? At my job and just in life in general, I see a lot of people, when they come into money, for instance, when you get your first job, or when you graduate college, or whenever you get inheritance or a bonus or whatever, people are just like, I got it. Let's go do it. Let's go eat here. Let's go to this trip. Let's buy this. Let's buy that. And it's like, if you think about it, it's like, did you want it, or just because you can, you're doing it? You know what I mean? So, something else that I was reflecting on, let's head home. is that I know the music is gonna turn on right now, I think. I don't know why it does that. It bothers me. Someone drove my car a couple months ago and my freaking radio now just turns on whenever it wants to. Anyways, I was reflecting that on today is like, what was I saying before that? I don't even remember what I was saying. I remember what we were talking about, but I remember it was something specific that I wanted to point out. But it's like today, or this week, you know what I mean? I don't have a crush per se. I don't know why. That's fine. I don't have a crush per se, but I was like, I've gone out more and done more, like try to build up my hobbies, and I've noticed, hey, there's beautiful women everywhere. Houston is just full of beautiful women. But I don't feel like I'm in the position to even, you know what I mean? And it's not because I think I'm ugly, but it's because I think, maybe to them I am, or maybe to them I'm not enough. You know what I mean? But that's not on them. That's on me. To be where I want to be, to feel confident enough to put myself out there. And not just because I put myself out there, I'm going to get a yes, or, you know what I mean? But, it's like I was saying, I'm trying to connect with, there was an epiphany that I had today. And it goes to this, but it was more accurate in my brain before I was interrupted by the radio. But it's basically, you know what I mean? Let's choose. Let's have a vision, and let's choose to go after it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be pain, and there's gonna be days where you feel on top of the world, and there's gonna be days when you don't. Right before this workout, I was honestly feeling really tired, and I felt like almost like a headache was coming over. You know what I mean? And last night I got some calf cramps. You know what I mean? So I could have been like, you know what? I'm in a deficit. I don't need to hit the gym. I'm sore. It's a Saturday. I was working and out all of last night and all yesterday. Let me just chill. You know what I mean? Tomorrow I'm going to have a long day. But it's like, man, experiencing what I experienced, at that social, or even whenever I go to the jazz club, you know what I mean? Or remembering college, or remembering, you know what I mean? Things like that. It's like, do you want to be in a place where you can be like, hey, I just saw this beautiful girl. I would like to get to know her, and I'm going to go up to her. And whether she says yes or no, that's completely up to her. But my ability to feel good about going up to her is 100% on me. And I have to put myself in the best position to succeed. You know what I mean? I think what was happening is I was trying to tread lightly, because there's this whole, fat phobia and self-acceptance kind of movement of, you know what I mean? Like, people should just love you for how you are. And I don't know what I believe in that. Not from a physical standpoint, but even from a personality and character standpoint. You know what I mean? It's like we should be constantly growing and becoming better. And from a physical standpoint, like I said in other videos, it's not about, oh, you have a six-pack now you're deemed the beauty standard, or, you know what I mean? You're shredded or whatever. Now you're, deserving of love. It's not about that. But it is an indisputable fact that for the most part, women like a man that takes care of himself, that cares about his health, that puts effort in his appearance. You know what I mean? That is capable. You know what I mean? There are these intrinsic genetic traits and instincts that we have, God-given instincts, you know what I mean, where we desire someone, that a woman desires someone knowing that her man, you know what I mean, can protect her. You know what I mean? In every sense of the word, that he is physically capable of being manly. You know what I mean? So, like I was telling you, I'm not in the position maybe, or I don't feel like I'm in the position, or I didn't feel like I was in the position for that. And maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but I'm going to there. I'm going to where I want to go. I'm going to where, you know what I mean? It's like for a long time in high school or college, there was one girl that, we had a complicated, when I say relationship, we weren't in a relationship. I'm talking about in the literal sense of a relationship. We had a complicated relationship. And I came to an epiphany one day after I was angry for a long time for a situation that happened. And I was like, it's not her fault. She has a vision. She has what she likes. She knows what she wants in a significant other. You know what I mean? Who am I to demand that she accustom herself to what she wants for me? Why? Because I'm a great guy, because I'm a nice guy, because of this, because of that. You know what I mean? And if you're honest with yourself, you know what you want out of a woman. I'm talking to the guys. You know what I mean? The same thing happens for girls. Now, that doesn't mean, and as I've grown in confidence over the years, you know what I mean? Because I've never been the type to be afraid of talking to women. I can go up to any woman. I know that for a fact. But it's not about that. What's been my impediment is, am I in a position? Do I have anything to give? Is it fair to her? You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? The positions that I've been putting myself in lately have been pushing me to be persistent in this journey, because I have to progress. Because I know what I want. I know who I want eventually. And I have to get to a point where that's attainable. From a perspective of I'm giving myself the best chance. And I'm being fair to her. You know what I mean? I feel like the last 5 minutes were kind of a ramble. I don't know if I'm trying to connect this thing. Basically, I'm just trying to say, have a vision, go after it. But understand that you have to put yourself in positions to feel bad, to lose. You know what I mean? Because those moments are going to really show you that you have work to do and you cannot stop. And instead of being, oh, you know what I mean, why doesn't this person like me? Or why does this person doesn't want me? Or why don't I have this or that? You every single day choose to go after it. To put yourself in the best position so that when you do go with a full effort after it, you can truly say, I was in a position where this was in my reach. You know what I mean? And there was something else. I'm going to remember later on. There was something else that I critically wanted to share with you guys, but that was day 18. Day 18. About to have my last shake in a little bit. Feeling good. Like I'm saying, I'm turning everything into fuel. From mentally, you know what I mean, physically, anything that I can to just keep going, because I don't want to stop. I have a vision and I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to get what I want. Now, I'm going to get what I want, or I'm going to be in a position to get what I want, and then it's up to the moment to decide if it's really what I want or what I need. You know, semantics. Day 18, guys. Échale ganas.